What's up, everybody? Ryan Hickey here. So I want to look at the NFC, I want to look at the playoff perspective, but from a different lens, right? Instead of asking you, who do you believe in? Because really so far, no team has been able to kind of separate themselves from the pack. Every team has had some good losses, had some good wins. There's no Chiefs, there's no Steelers so far that are head and shoulders above everybody else in the NFC. So of the 7 playoff teams so far, I think you can legitimately make a case for 6 out of the 7, excluding the NFC East, that can legitimately make a run for the Super Bowl. So I'm curious your thoughts. The question I want to pose to you is this. What team in the NFC don't you trust to make a run to the Super Bowl? Which team do you think, no matter what happens, won't be representing the NFC come February in the Super Bowl? Because to me, 6 out of the 7 teams, again, excluding the NFC East, have a legitimate case for, a legitimate case against representing the conference when it comes down to the Super Bowl. We'll start with the Saints, right? Best record in the NFC so far. They are, when healthy, a great offense and a great defense. 2 things that are working against the Saints. Health, which I just mentioned. Drew Brees, 11 fractured ribs. Who knows when he's going to come back, right? We don't really know. And when he comes back, how healthy will he be? How effective will he be? He's 41 years old. And again, with all of those fractured ribs, it's got to be some time before he comes back and is back in his midseason form. Number 2, speaking of Drew Brees, the question about Brees coming to the season was not about how good he'll be in the regular season. Can he get it done in the regular season? Can the Saints be successful with him at quarterback? It's can he win in the playoffs? He has struggled the last few years. He's come up small in the playoffs when the Saints really needed it. And now it's a question, can he be the guy for the Saints to lead them at age 41 to the Super Bowl? So 2 massive questions I have. Health about Drew Brees, effectiveness of Drew Brees once he comes back. To me, that's where you can make a case against the Saints for representing them in the NFC. How about the Packers? Aaron Rodgers is playing out of this world so far, really the best he's played in the past few years. He's on point, he's dropping some gorgeous dimes, and is the reason why the Packers are winning games. On the flip side though, that defense has you concerned a little bit. They could be easily the reason why that the Packers fall short and are watching the Super Bowl from home instead of playing it in Tampa Bay. Seahawks, by far most explosive offense in the NFC, right? Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. When those 3 are on, they're unguardable. That Seahawks can hang 35 easily on any opponent so far they play in the playoffs. But for how good that offense is, that's how bad their defense is. By far the worst defense of any playoff contender in the NFC. That defense has caused Russell Wilson to take some chances, force a few throws and try to win them the game, and that's produced more turnovers of late for Russ. So yes, offense wins championships in 2020, but as we've seen, the defense and their struggles have caused the Seahawks to fall and lose some games of late. To me, that's the biggest thing holding the Seahawks back is that terrible defense. How about the Rams? We know they love to run the ball, love to play great defense, and boy, that defense is great. But the thing in the calling card so far this year for Los Angeles is they are consistently inconsistent. They'll have some great wins followed up with some bad losses. Just these last 2 weeks are the perfect example. They go on the road last week in Tampa Bay, beat the Buccaneers on Monday Night Football. Everyone after that game is talking about how good the Rams are, their defense is legit. Can they be a sneaky team in the NFC to maybe make a run for the #1 seed, maybe make a run to the Super Bowl? They followed that win up with a bad loss at home to Nick Mullins and the 49ers. Consistently inconsistent. They can absolutely win 3 games in a row in the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They absolutely can lose to a lesser team than them in the playoffs, be one and done and sitting on the couch. How about the Buccaneers? To me, they still have the most potential of any team in the NFC to still make a run and go to the Super Bowl. They have great offensive skill, but they haven't been able to be on the same page so far. And let's not forget about that defense. That defense is really good. Sunday's a perfect example. We're going to talk a lot about Tom Brady and the offensive struggles. But let's not forget that defense held Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense to 27 points. Not many defenses can do that. So they limited Patrick Mahomes, they limited the Chiefs offense. This defense will keep them in any single playoff game they play. The issue and the question is, can the offense figure it out enough to get on the same page, have some continuity, and then thus have some success in offense? That's the biggest question because through 12 weeks so far, it's concerning that the same thing we're talking about the Buccaneers is them not being on the same page, having communication issues. Not good, doesn't bode well heading into the playoffs. And finally, the Cardinals. When they are humming, when their offense is clicking, they can score points on anybody. Kyler Murray, equally deadly with his arm as he is with his legs. Great receivers to throw to, this offense is a lot of fun to watch. My biggest concern though with the Cardinals is their youth, their inexperience. All those other teams we just talked about and listed have tons of veteran players, a lot of guys who have been through the fight before, know what it takes to win games in the playoffs. That's the one thing the Cardinals don't have. They don't have a lot of that playoff experience. They have an inexperienced head coach, inexperienced quarterback. I feel that doesn't bode well when you're going against the likes of the Saints, the Packers, the Buccaneers, with all these coaches and quarterbacks that have known what it takes to win the playoffs. So for me, looking at those 6 teams I just listed, it wouldn't shock me if any of those 6 make a run to the playoffs. There's traits and qualities why they can win 3 games in a row to go to the Super Bowl. There's traits and qualities that have you concerned they'll be one and done in the playoffs. For me, I'm still rolling with the Seahawks. I think they'll be the team in the end that represents the NFC, but it is wide open. Any of those 6 can make it. So I'm curious your thoughts. What team do you feel not confident in that can make the playoffs? And eventually, what team in the NFC do you think will be representing them in the Super Bowl?